The deep dive. Today we're looking at, well, a pretty fascinating pairing.
Definitely.
On one hand, we've got the story of Sudala Vinay, who's a final year mechanical engineering student,
Yeah.
but also really into content creation.
Right.
And on the other, the basics of the money market.
Yeah.
So you might be thinking, how do these connect?
Yeah. What's the link?
Exactly. And that's kind of our mission today, actually. See if we can find some, surprising connections between developing skills and how these short-term financial markets work.
It does seem like a bit of a leap, doesn't it, from like engineering to finance? But stick with us. Let's maybe start with Vinay, get a feel for who he is.
Good idea. So Vinay's background,
Yeah.
he went to ZPHS Nagner, then SVS Group of Institutions, and now he's finishing up mechanical engineering at Guru Nanak Institutions.
Okay. Solid engineering path.
Yeah, but alongside that, he's clearly got this passion, this real drive for content creation. It's not just messing around. It seems like a serious interest for him.
And what really jumps out, I think, is how proactive he is about it. He mentions enjoying making engaging stuff, written content, visuals, video. And he's actively teaching himself the tools and techniques. I mean, think about that for a second. Juggling a demanding course like engineering
Yeah,
with really digging into a totally different skill set, that takes effort.
it really does. And he seems quite self-aware, too. He talks about his strengths in content work, creativity, being consistent, and a real talent for making complicated ideas simple.
That's a great skill.
Totally.
Yeah.
But he also knows he sometimes gets bogged down in small details, overthinks things, which slows him down. And he says he's working on that, trying to get faster.
See, that's key, isn't it? That self-awareness, identifying where you can improve and actually planning how to do it.
Right.
That kind of commitment to always be learning, it's valuable anywhere, really. And his idea of blending technical know-how with creative storytelling, that feels very current, very forward-thinking.
It does. Recognizing how important communication is, even in technical fields. Okay, so we've got Vinay building this diverse skill set, working on efficiency. Now, let's switch gears. The money market. For listeners maybe not deep in finance, what's the core concept here?
Right. Well, think of the money market basically as a huge marketplace just for short-term borrowing and lending.
Short term, okay.
Yeah, really short-term. We're talking about debt instruments, basically IOUs that are due within a year, often much less.
And they're highly liquid. You hear that term a lot.
Exactly. Highly liquid just means you can turn them into cash really fast without losing much value. Quick and easy.
So who's actually doing the trading here? Who are the main players?
Generally, it's governments, big corporations, and financial institutions like banks.
Okay.
Their main goal is just managing their day-to-day cash. If they've got a bit of spare cash lying around for a short while, they can lend it out in the money market and earn a little interest. Makes sense. And if they find themselves temporarily short on cash, maybe waiting for payments to come in, they can borrow quickly through the money market. It's all about smoothing out those short-term bumps in cash flow. Efficiency is key.
Okay, so we have Vinay building skills, improving efficiency, and the money market, this really dynamic place focused on, well, short-term needs and fast responses. Are you starting to see any parallels here?
Well, what strikes me is this idea of adaptability. It's crucial in both cases, isn't it?
How so?
Just like Vinay is adapting his skills, learning new tools, trying to get faster with his content, the money market requires constant, rapid adaptation, adapting to shifts in who needs money, who has money, interest rates changing. It's all very fluid.
Ah, I see. So reacting quickly to immediate conditions.
Precisely. And both rely on understanding some fundamental principles, right? For Vinay, it's the principles of engineering, but also the principles of good storytelling and communication. For the money market, it's the fundamentals of supply and demand for short-term capital.
That's a neat comparison. And Vinay's consistency, putting in the effort on content, even with his studies, that kind of mirrors the constant activity in the money market.
Yeah.
It never really stops.
Exactly right. It's about that continuous engagement, that constant adjustment and refinement, whether it's refining your own skills or managing financial liquidity day to day.
And you mentioned Vinay's skill in simplifying complex ideas.
Yes, that's another strong link, I think. Being able to explain complex engineering concepts clearly is valuable. And in finance, absolutely critical. Making complex financial instruments or market movements understandable is essential for good decisions.
So wrapping this up then, the kind of big picture takeaways. Vinay's story really highlights maybe the value of combining different skills, being adaptable and always learning.
Definitely. Continuous improvement.
And the money market shows us how vital efficient systems are for handling those immediate short-term financial needs in the economy.
Precisely. Both, in their own ways, show the power of understanding the basics, the fundamentals,